Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, was watching a TikTok that purported to have a recording of J.D. Vance criticizing Elon Musk. In the recording, J.D. Vance was saying that Elon Musk is not an elected official and should stop walking around acting like he owns the place, where J.D. Vance was an elected official and should be respected. Now, I tried doing a Google search for that audio recording so I could get a more reliable news source than some random person's TikTok. I couldn't find it, so take it with a grain of salt that this could be AI generated. It's not an old recording that was hashed out because it's talking specifically about elections, people being elected, and people running around in the White House. So it would be fairly recent. The caption said it was a secret recording. Okay. But I want to look at the dynamic between J.D. Vance and Elon Musk. Because as we've only half joked, Elon Musk, after spending $250+ million on the election, sure is running around acting like he's the president of the United States. Almost as if he purchased the position and now expects to be able to do the things that he spent his money on. If there's a quid pro quo there, you'd have to knock me over with a feather on that one. I'll give you $250 million and you let me go after all the agencies that are trying to enforce regulations on me so I can kneecap them, which is pretty much what happened. You thought Doge was going after government efficiency? No, they went after the folks that were regulating Elon and putting guardrails around him. I really don't like Elon Musk. And in the last 6 to 9 months, I really don't like Elon Musk. I like Elon Musk the same way I liked Donald Trump. I probably liked Elon Musk a little bit more because I thought he did a nice job with marketing Tesla, and Tesla as a company did a great job for advancing EV ownership in the United States, especially setting up the supercharger network. I think they were brilliant putting out the money that way. That doesn't mean it was Elon's ideas. He just happened to be at the helm at the time it happened. And again, to sort of backtrack, Elon didn't create Tesla. He took over Tesla. Tesla was already underway. He just took it over and became the face of it. But yeah, other than that, he reminds me of Donald Trump in the 80s, and I couldn't stand Trump in the 80s. I can't stand Elon now. So, let's look at the energy. And J.D. Vance doesn't thrill me at all either. That is a man whose morals and ethics are flexible and for sale to the highest bidder. He's all about himself. Again, and I say that because I watch him lie during the vice president debate. I could watch him tell a lie so smoothly and just slide it right in there that you almost don't notice it. Really sneaky and sly. Okay, so I'm going to pause for a second, and then we're going to come on down and we're going to take a look here. Actually, let's come on down and take a look. I'm going to move this chair out of the way because my back is still bothering me and it hurts to sit down. So instead, I will be kneeling down here because then my back is in a better position and I'm not putting pressure on my hamstrings and glutes like I am sitting down. So, entertainment purposes only and all that. Let's take a look at J.D. Vance and Elon Musk. What is their relationship like? Foundation of the reading is the theft. Taking things that don't belong to you. In a humorous Marvel way, it's the way that Thor started taking over Star-Lord's ship from Guardians of the Galaxy. Just moved in there and assumed command. And that's what Musk is doing. He's just moving in there, assuming command. Taking, from J.D. Vance's point of view, taking something that doesn't belong to him. What's the challenge? Keeping your mouth shut and your emotions in check while it happens. Because getting mad at Elon Musk is like getting mad at a tree for blowing in the wind. You can scream and yell all you want. It's not going to prevent the tree from, standing there and bending in the breeze. Because Elon Musk doesn't care. He doesn't have the emotional capacity to do so. And so, JD Vance has to yell at Usha, basically. Underneath it all is the 501s, the chaos. Now, I was watching another TikTok on a person who watched an Elon Musk 7-hour documentary on his life and was sort of discussing the horrible things that his father put Elon through and how Elon is basically a horrible person for it. He didn't overcome it. Something called demon mode, where Elon just is crazy and you have to know how to manage it. But she also mentioned that in times of calm, Elon incites chaos. Trump does the same thing. Elon grew up in chaos, he's comfortable in chaos, and he doesn't know what to do when there isn't chaos. So Elon Musk is a chaos agent, as we've seen with his government agency, or whatever it is that he's doing that's causing chaos in the U.S. government. Trump is the same way. And then you combat that with, calling this the hillbilly brawl card, and J.D. Vance writing the hillbilly elegies. So you've got the hillbilly versus the chaos agent underneath there. Just a clash of personalities. In the past, you got the Knight of Swords. To me, this is Elon Musk. J.D. Vance coming in to rescue Trump. J.D. Vance was a disaster of a pick, but then Elon Musk coming in after that to rescue J.D. Vance and jumping around like a dipshit during Trump rallies and stuff like that. So, who's coming in to save Donald Trump? Is it Peter Thiel and J.D. Vance? No, it's going to be Elon Musk coming in to save the Trump campaign. Current situation of the two of wands. How do you proceed going forward? It's supposed to be the president and the vice president, and they can take into account what Elon wants and do things for him, but that's not how Elon works. Elon wants to be, hip deep in the goings on in the White House. And J.D. Vance wants Elon out because J.D. Vance should be the number 2 person in charge. Elon's kind of running the country, but you can just say Donald Trump has the official title. Who's the real number 2? Who's the one actually getting stuff done? Overarching energy is the Page of Pentacles. Right now, the power goes to the person who's the highest bidder, the one who comes up with the best ideas for grifting. In some ways, Elon's all about his pettiness. Again, I was talking about the agencies that were putting guardrails around Elon. Elon's going after them. I paid money. This is what I want to do. J.D. Vance is trying to talk about values to Trump. Now, he's the vice president, and he's, and Peter Thiel gave money too, and he should be doing the stuff Peter Thiel wants. So there's a conflict here between who's getting the message into Trump's ear. The lesson to be learned is the Ace of Wands. Who carries the biggest stick gets to do the policies. Right now, Elon Musk has got the big stick. J.D. Vance is kind of an afterthought. The quid pro quo right now is with Elon. It's not with J.D. Vance. Have any doubts? There was a big lawn sale for Teslas on the White House lawn. So we know who Trump is stumping for. With the vandalism at Tesla dealerships, the Attorney General declared it domestic terrorism. Trump signed an executive order saying it's domestic terrorism. If a business is subject to domestic terrorism, the U.S. government picks up a lot of the insurance and pays for money lost for the businesses because of the terrorism. It's all a freaking grift. expect when they find out who these terrorists are that probably they're not all a bunch of Democrats and progressives. You're going to find out that some of them were put up to it. And imagine the ones, if you could get rid of the evidence so the FBI can't go after the firebombers, those are the ones that were put up by Elon and company. Out comes the high priestess. You keep your mouth shut. You keep your secret. Speak when you're spoken to type thing. This to me is also whoever's in Trump's ear. People have said in the past that whoever whispers in Trump's ear last is the one that gets what they want. Right now, I think Elon's in Trump's ear. Elon's carrying the big stick. Elon's going to get what he wants. Does J.D. Vance win in the long run? He's in the succession plan. He's next in line. But when does that line happen? Which leads into all sorts of 25th Amendment style scenarios, right? If J.D. Vance, I would have told you, and I did tell you that J.D. Vance with 25th Amendment, Trump, very first chance he could get. Probably offer him a full pardon for everything he ever did ever. Put him on a plane to Saudi Arabia so he can't be extradited in the future and let Trump live his happiest life in Saudi Arabia. But I think once that Trump's in office, he doesn't want to leave. He's having too much fun getting retribution on his perceived enemies. And destroying the U.S. government in the process. And bending over and kissing Putin's butt the entire time. And being a drama queen in the center of attention. And it's just it. Trump probably he liked his court cases going away, would just like to live in peace, but his impulsive nature doesn't allow for that. His chaos agent doesn't allow for that. And Musk is the same way. Musk wouldn't know what to do if he was on a quiet island. If the worst punch from the world you could do to Musk is send him to Mars by himself. Nobody else. Don't give him anybody to bully around. Send him by himself. Let him be there with his own thoughts. That would be amazing. You know what the first thing he would do? He would try and build a robot so he could command it, because he wouldn't know what to do with himself if he wasn't bossing somebody and telling him what to do. Okay. So, for Carters, what does J.D. Vance think of Musk? Page of Wands. Messenger, getting actions done. Queen of Pentacles. Six of Wands. Eight of Swords. Four of Swords. J.D. Vance, he wants to tell people the stuff that he wants to do, but he can't yet. The timing's not right. And Vance understands the timing's not right. Even though they won the election, Musk has provided the money, and J.D. Vance is stuck in his position. J.D. Vance is the third wheel. Two's company, three's a crowd. He's the third person in that couple. And he's stuck, and he knows it. And he knows there's nothing he can do about it. Yeah. It's not somebody, I'm asking what he thinks about Musk, but what I'm getting is J.D. Vance understands the situation that he's in. And he knows there's nothing he can do about it. So it's almost like he doesn't complain about it. Now, there was that audio recording where he was complaining about it, but I don't know the context of where that recording came from. Who he was talking to. Who does he let his hair down to discuss how he's feeling about stuff? Because he's not going to let the media know about that. What about Musk? What does Musk think of Vance? Will I get that, or am I going to get the situation with Musk and Vance? You ask the questions, and sometimes the cards give you an answer to a different question. What does Musk think of Vance? We got the Magician card here. Creating illusions. Star card. I'm getting the feeling that Musk doesn't think about Vance at all. Hierophant and the Eight of Wands. And the double card. 4 out of 5 cards are major arcana. Does Musk think of Vance? No, he doesn't. Musk is thinking about what he's going to create now that he's in charge of the government. And it's not with good intentions. Musk thinks he's the star of the show and he needs to make rapid change. He does. JD Vance is like a gnat around Elon Musk. Some annoying insect that's buzzing around his ear. It just a minor annoyance to be ignored or swatted. But, anything else gives it more respect than it deserves. Elon Musk doesn't even think about JD Vance. JD Vance doesn't even enter in his thoughts. They're perfect for each other, all 3 of them. Okay. Spirit, let's just do a 4-carder. What else should we know about Musk, Vance, and Trump? That little love triangle of horrific people. Ugh, cards flying all over the place. Way too many to take, but like Page of Wands and 8 of Swords and all sorts of stuff like that. Just kind of already the dynamic of what I just read on. A little 4-carder. Anything else we should know about their little dynamic? The Chariot. Things progressing. Maybe out of control. High Priestess. Knight of Pentacles. There's that 8 of Swords again. And the 3 of Swords. Okay. You've got things moving forward are vehicles with a betrayal here and money. Who I listen to and who I don't. I think Elon has his ideas. Elon wants to drive the ship. He paid the money. He wants to drive the ship. He's the one with the good ideas. And these other folks should just hang on for the ride. But Elon's not getting his way. Because Trump is driving the ship. And from Trump's point of view, buying a Tesla, and advertising Teslers on the White House lawn was, his payback for all that Elon's done for him. No, there's only one person who can drive the boat, even though all 3 of them want the reins. As long as Elon's supplying money, Trump will humor him and will let him guide him. But Trump is not bound to Elon's guidance, and JD Vance is literally the third wheel here. But all 3, certainly Trump and Elon are chaos agents, so this thing could go spinning out of control really quickly. Always a concern. This thing could spin out of control really quickly, especially if secrets get released. Oh, that's what I wanted to review on. As the relationships deteriorate, and you look for a bus to throw people underneath. Oh, there you go. That Chariot's a bus. And then that's why you have the 3 of Swords underneath it. It's the betrayal. Right now, bringing things of value, moving forward with values on it. Trump with his tariffs. If the tariffs don't work, Trump is going to be looking for scapegoats. And your 2 most likely scapegoats are going to be Elon and JD Vance. How he will spin it such that it's Elon or JD Vance's fault, who knows? Let's start with Musk, since he's the biggest troll of all of them. Will Musk release... Oh, God. Yes, the answer is yes. Will he release information to troll and undermine the other 2? As we come down there, and the first card that goes flying out is the Devil card. So let's. I was actually going to do a 4-carder on this one, but I think I'll do a full spread. With the victory, the corrupt winning, and then the naivety of believing that the deals will be honored. Strong emotions component on it. So Elon, I think this is about Elon's involvement corruptly causing the victory, and to the victors go the spoils, and he should be treated kindly. But he's got strong emotions on this one. They're under the surface, but they're there. Ask if he will troll them. In the past, you got the 4 of Coins, keeping things secret. Boo! As the courts start investigating, as the noose of the Justice Department or the investigations start coming around this, that's when you're going to start seeing the foolishness of trusting somebody like an Elon Musk. Yeah, so as the Justice Department is investigating, and it's about to capsize this administration, the relationships are going to get revealed, and that's where the betrayal happens. Will he do it? Yes. Will he do it on a petty type thing? No. He's going to do it out of fear. This could be Tesla and Twitter collapsing, or this could be the investigation into the stolen elections. It could be either one of those. But there's agreement there. Trump and Elon are equally guilty in all this, and it becomes a race to see who's going to throw the other one under the bus, because Trump doesn't want to go to prison. Elon doesn't want to go to prison. That 4 of Coins in the past, that's probably compromise. Keeping compromise on the other person to protect yourself. I do think Elon will go broke. He will be bankrupted before we're all said and done here. But just because he's broke and goes bankrupt doesn't mean that he won't be out of the news or back in money again in the future. I think that's going to be, he's just going to be the herpes sore that we have to deal with in our lifetimes. Always coming back, even if you don't want it back, and there's no treatment for it. Well, there is, but it's not legal. Anyways, what a great time we live in, huh? Thank you for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. This reading is for entertainment purposes only, but I hope you found it insightful. I'm going to catch you on the next video. Take care.